a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news. To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story. This is Frail Fragment's Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 191. It's Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. We have a special guest today, Lisa LaRocca. Thank you so much for joining the Monster Closet. We tried to get her in last week, and for some reason, I don't know, it was just, it is what it is. I mean, I looked like Freddy Krueger last week. I had the hat, and I had like a tighter, like dark red shirt on, and I was panicking trying to get this thing working, and I was locked out of Riverside since yesterday. So finally got things back up and running. I mean, stressful as it is, she's here today, and looks like she brought the storm, because we got like 15 centimeters of snow, and it's hectic, but I like when it starts snowing, you know, like I just don't like the slush and the aftermath of the cleanup and the whole thing, or the driving, but it's nice when it's coming down. It's not too cold right now. But welcome to the Monster Closet. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And just a little bit about Lisa. I mean, she's a warrior of Hamilton and much more than that, but I mean, she's worked really hard to get where she was. I've done a little bit of research on you, and I mean, yeah, you work for Sonic Onion Records. I mean, you're doing Super Crawl, you're doing Just Because Beer, Fresh Up Festival. We're gonna get into a lot of the things that you're interested in. You know, I've been playing music for, since I was 12 years old. I started doing shows in Toronto in 1996, I think, and I booked like 500 shows, like between 2007, 2011. You know, thought I was gonna be a rock star and the whole success, and it just, it didn't work. And success kind of it has changed for me, right? So, I mean, before it was, dreaming about being that Kurt Cobain on stage with millions of people, watching. But now it's kind of internally, success is internal. What is success? I have 2 kids now, and I'm still doing shows, but I'm not doing like 350 shows in 4 years. I'm doing like 10 shows a year maybe, and we're making those shows a little more special and intimate with the Monster Closet. And I'm sorry, I'm just rambling, but I just want you to get a sense of who I am as well. But
yeah,
and I really appreciate you being here today. I understand you just got back from Europe, Sweden, I think it was, that I saw.
Yeah.
And how long were you gone for?
A week.
Okay, cool. And have you ever been to Sweden before?
I had been on a really short trip, kind of going somewhere else, but this was a nice full week in Sweden, and I was at the Viva Sounds Festival. So a full week of music in Sweden, which was really awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, so what are your plans for December, or is it kind of a slower time in December, or never a slow time?
Yeah, never really a slow time. I mean, the work we do definitely shifts. We just finished our 5 days of programming at Pier 8 at the Discovery Center. There was some holiday programming that we were doing. So now we kind of shift to planning for next year, and it's a lot of grant writing and deadlines and that kind of stuff, and budgeting. So definitely work, but a little bit different work through the winter until we get back to events.
Hamilton has always had a really bright, like lively music scene from when I started anyway, like playing the circuit in, I guess, 2007. It's changed. I mean, Hess Village is now more live music. One place you guys have and another thing about Hamilton, it's always had amazing music, and I guess there's something in the water there or whatever. And I'm from Toronto, and I'm born and raised in Toronto, and Hamilton was what I gravitated towards while I was playing music, like the bands that were coming through there and what was happening there. And how do you feel about the vibe in Hamilton, or the nightlife in Hamilton as of right now? Do you guys have the support system in place for live music?
Yeah, I mean, Hamilton's always, like you said, had a strong strong music scene and a lot of the right people and a lot of the right like industry here to make it a strong music scene. I think our music scene is fabulous, and I think we've got a lot of talent here. The nightlife, I think it could use some development. Is still, especially, you know, some areas or some communities are a little sleepy for my liking. I mean, obviously not compared to Toronto at all, but yeah, I'd like to see some more action in the evenings and some more people out and about. We've definitely, I think, improved like miles and miles over, you know, a decade ago as far as restaurants and venues and keeping people around and keeping people downtown when they are out. But love to see more people out, especially on the weekdays and the evenings.
And I've thought about that. Like why, right? Are they afraid to put themselves out there? Are they afraid to go out and be vulnerable? Is it, you know, I think it's a lot of things. It could be money. It could be putting yourself out there. It could be being shy or, I don't know. It's like, why is there no support? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, money's a big one. Right now, I think a lot of people are really tight on their finances, but also, I don't know, sometimes people get in their homes and they want to stay there. So we do whatever we can to get that little push.
Why can people go to like a Taylor Swift concert and spend $1,000 and she can sell a whole week of shows in Toronto, but they can't bring themselves to go to the Horseshoe on a Saturday night and spend $15 to get in and maybe buy a drink or two? I don't know. It's just, are they being maybe told to go through some sort of, like, what is getting them out of the house? Is it because that's what they're seeing? I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there is definitely like a celebrity component there. I think that's the big push. You know, with social media and everything being documented, I think sometimes it's a status thing too, getting out to the bigger shows. But yeah, the medium size and smaller shows are just as important for the whole economy, and are just as the artists are just as talented as the bigger stars, and it's important to support them at all levels. And also, you can have a great night out, like you said, at the Horseshoe for $15 and see a great band and great music. So I think, especially in the winter when it's very tempting to just stay home and stay inside, we need people to push themselves just a little bit more to get out to some of that stuff. And usually you don't regret it when you go to a great local concert.
Yeah, get out, meet some people. I mean, you put yourself out there to get where you are now, right? And it's like you have to have confidence to put yourself out there and do what you love to do, even if you're doing it for free. You know, just to kind of, just to figure it out, you know, like just to meet people. And, you know, I feel like money will fall into your lap when you find success. I believe that to be true, right? It's like,
absolutely. And it's all about your networks and music. It's all about the people you know and what you have connections to. So you have to get out there. You have to meet people. That's how if you make friends with somebody, they're going to give you an opportunity, right? So you have to be out there as much as you can to kind of make those opportunities for yourself. Nobody's going to hand them to you if you're not doing the work.
For sure. And why are you doing what you're doing? Like, what made you get into this? Do you know?
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to work in music. Was lucky enough to intern at Sonic Onion back in university, and just really loved. My dad had worked in festivals growing up, so Supercrawl was an obvious fit. Always really loved festivals. Always had been very active in local festivals and events, and it was a great fit. And I've been lucky to learn with the company as well. But music was just always my passion, and I just knew I wanted to be connected some way.
Very cool. And I want to thank you, you know, because you're a catalyst that does push the indie artist into, you know, getting eyes and ears on them. So I mean, that's great. And, you know, thank you for doing what you do, right? Like do you have any advice for anybody starting out in music? What would be your advice for them? I would really reinforce that you have to be out there meeting as many people as you can, networking, and, you know, going if you want, whether you want to be an artist or in the industry, like going to shows as much as you can, seeing other artists, knowing other members of the music community,
and starting locally. Like, really, people have really high ambitions, and they think, a viral video or meeting like some big star, big industry member is going to do it for them. And it really is about building locally first and making your own community of fans, but also of, other artists and industry. So yeah, I would just say, so you really have to, and treat people well too. You really have to make friends with people, right? So just really building that group of support around yourself, and then it'll happen. Like you said, then the money will come and it'll happen.
Yeah, you really have to love it, because the business is a beast, and just it starts with the writing. For me, like as a songwriter, it starts for me anyway. It starts with songwriting, and maybe why I got in the business was to be validated in some way, because I saw that I could do what these people on the radio were doing, and I practiced these licks, and I just became really, really good at connecting with me believing in myself. And my dad, I remember when the first time he heard like a recorded version of my song, he was chain smoking, and I had this validation from my father that I always wanted, and from others, people too, playing shows, and it just something I hung on to. But what I'm saying is, it's a long ride. Music's a long ride. And, if you're not writing, record music, or go out and in the winter, I don't really like playing a lot because I'm in my head, will I get sick? Will there be a snowstorm like today? And will people show up to the show? If I have all my eggs in one basket playing Mills Hardware or whatever in Hamilton, and, it's a massive snowstorm and people just don't give a shit anymore, and I have a sore throat because it's cold outside, I'm just like, you know what? That's not worth it for me anymore. And the promotional hat that I've had on for so many years, I'm taking off and I'm passing it to other people, because, that's something I don't need validation for anymore. I believe I'm good.
Yeah.
I like to celebrate the moment now. It's like, we're very lucky to be on stage, to be able to practice and have this band and be able to perform to all these people in front of these lights. And we're very fortunate, because it's hard to do that, and it's hard to stay together, and it's hard to get along, and it's hard to do this thing, to get these guys to give you, that are watching, 70 seconds, whether they really like you or they're going to go get a drink or something, right? It's like, and this is to be celebrated, right? So that's kind of how I do things now, and to create a balance. And I'll leave you with that. I had one more question. I heard along the grapevine that you were dating, what was his name? Are you dating Brody from host of Because Design Matters?
I might be. Yes.
You sound like you love him, but it could be because you're Italian, right? So I don't know. You have that.
He does like pasta, so that was really easy.
Yeah.
He likes my tomato sauce. No, yes, we are. I mean, talk about another great community member that likes to lift up the music community and local artists. So yes, that gossip is true.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
Shout out Brody.
Yeah, for sure. Lisa, thank you. Lisa LaRocca, thank you so much for putting yourself out there. You didn't know what to expect. I know you're busy. Thank you so much. I hope you come back on the Monster Closet, maybe in a few months, or, we'll keep in contact anyway. And it was really nice meeting you. And thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And anytime.
Well,
thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. And please check out Frail Fragment if you have a chance. I'll send you FrailFragment.com for all your music needs. This is the Monster Closet, episode 191. We're rolling with Lisa LaRocca at Lisa_LaRocca. Thank you so much. We out of here. Peace.
Yeah.